Hey guys. So, when do you think it is to... When do you think is the appropriate age to talk to children about sex? And when I say children, I think I mean more like teenagers. Like 12, 13, 14, 15, and up. Basically what happened is, like, I'm trying to make this long story into a short story. Basically, Petty Page here for the tea. They're both YouTubers, YouTubers on YouTube. They're both, drama YouTubers. Petty Page is fairly new. Here for the Tea is not new. I like Petty Page a lot. Here for the Tea, I'm like, meh about. I used to like her, but after 75 Jeffree Star videos, you just really can't care too much about a person. Anyway, so Petty Page made a video about Here for the Tea. She made like 2 of them. And she made a video about Here for the Tea, and of course wasn't glowing because she's a fucking drama channel, and that's what they do. that's why people watch them. That's what they do. And so Petty Page makes this video about Here for the Tea. And the next week, Here for the Tea doesn't make a video, but this thing called The Shade Project, which just started, came out and made a video called Petty Page Exposed, which I will link to the bottom, but it's pretty much a fucking joke. I don't know if it's still even up. It got taken down the first time. It might be up again. Who fucking knows? But pretty much, it's like a 20-minute video of fart jokes and fat jokes and telling people that she smells, and then she talks about jogs and da-da-da. She's never claimed to be a child-friendly channel. I'm not a child-friendly channel. If you're 13 years old and you're watching this, you probably shouldn't. But you know what? I'm not your mom. Like, that's just what's up. Like, but regardless of that, she was on You Now, and she actually guested a 13-year-old kid on You Now, which, okay, whatever. Now, they of course cut this to like a really small amount, so you just see the quote-unquote bad part. And the quote-unquote bad part is basically the 13-year-old was talking about when Anision and Blair White had a debate, aka they had like a online fight, because it's all it really was. Anision does not debate, Anision fights. So they had like a fight, and basically Anision claimed that he got raped. And he got raped by a picture. Somebody made a picture and sent it to Blair, and Blair posted on her Twitter, which then got locked down for 24 hours. And the picture was basically like waist up, and it was Blair behind Anision making like a weird like kind of face, face, and Blair like laughing. And apparently, so they're both like topless. That means Blair was butt fucking him. But nobody said that besides Anision, so maybe that's what Anision really wants. But that's not here nor there. That's me just throwing shade, motherfucker. Anyway, so basically the little snippet that they left of the You Now stream was basically Petty Page, not any part of that, just saying, so was it rape, or was it like an actual like showing a sex act? And like a little bit of that, and him like in the 13-year-old explaining, and that's it. So out of context, it looks like Petty Page is a child groomer. And like there's one thing to dislike somebody, but it's like, to call somebody a pedophile, like that's crossing some damn lines. If you watch the whole You Now stream, because Petty Page, I knew nothing about this, because who the fuck is the Shade Project? I don't watch the Shade Project, how the fuck would I know this? And it's funny, if you look at the Shade Project, the only people that are on there that are like, yeah, are huge Here for the Tea dick riders. Like, oh my god, there's like 5 of them that love Here for the Tea, and that's the only people that happen to be on it, so suspicious. But regardless, like, everyone's allowed to make their own content, so you can do whatever you want. Shade Project, Sam, whatever. Again, throwing shade. That's what I'm doing, guys. Anyway, now if you watch the whole stream, it basically is Petty Page saying, I never saw the fight between Anision and Blair, what it was about, 13-year-old explaining, and her saying, okay, well, okay, there's a picture, was the picture of them actually having sex, was it actually rape, like, what do you think? And 13-year-old explaining, and the end, like them sort of having an open and honest conversation about a sort of sexual topic. And honestly, I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, I do consider myself a very sexually open person. Now, no, I don't think we should be talking to 13-year-olds about like, hey, I had sex last night and this is what I did. No, fuck no, of course not. But there's sex ed in school in what, like 8th grade when I was in school. Now I think it's actually like 5th to 6th grade. And my sexual education was a fucking joke. It literally was like, you have sex, you get AIDS, you die. You get sex, you get pregnant, you die. Like, it was like the worst fucking thing ever. There were no gay people. Like, gay was not a thing. Like, it did not exist. The only gay people that existed were the ones that got AIDS and died at the end. Like, it was a joke. And I do feel like if we were more open to people about sex, to like, I don't even want to call them kids, so I'm going to call, I guess, teenagers about sex, maybe they would know more about it. For example, when I was 12, I had a group of, we were all 4 12-year-olds. So I had 3 best friends that were also 12. One of those best friends lost her virginity to a 23-year-old guy when we were 12. And what did we do, guys? What did we do? Come closer, come closer. What did we do? We fucking cheered her on. We were like, oh my god, that's so awesome. You're so adult. That's so cool. No, no, that is not so cool. That's fucking gross. She was molested and we were like, awesome. Why? Because we didn't have anybody to talk to about it. And yes, a lot of people are like, well, he could talk to his parents. Did you talk to your parents about sex when you were young? Anybody? Anybody? Because I sure the fuck didn't. Now, mind you, me and my mom are super open about sex. Like, one of the things I promised my mom on her... on Thanksgiving. When we were on Thanksgiving, we were talking about something, and she asked me, when she passes away, the first thing I have to do is go to her house and throw away her sex toys. Because my mom is an adult, and I realized that she has sex. And I think it's fucking hilarious. I'm glad that my mom is open enough to talk to me about these things. Our parents have sex, guys. Woo! You know what I mean? And no, I do not think we should be having, like, blunt, crazy conversations about sex with kids, with teenagers, excuse me. But having a conversation about consent with a 13-year-old boy is not a bad thing. Having a conversation about what rape is and isn't a bad thing. Having a conversation about what's appropriate and what isn't, like, you know, a 23-year-old back into a 12-year-old, is not a bad thing. And I feel like making it because you don't happen to like a certain person into a pedophile is fucking crazy. The same thing with, like, Anision. Anision's a creep. He's 100% a creep. But I do not believe he's a pedophile. He does not want to fuck 8-year-olds. He does want to fuck 15-year-olds, though. So he's not a pedophile, he's a hebephile. But that's a whole other story. That's a whole nother video that I'm not even making right now. Point being, though, I feel like this, like, there's lines that shouldn't be crossed. I mean, shit. You can make fun of somebody. I mean, half that video, if you really thought that Petty Page was a child groomer, and you really thought that she was doing something inappropriate with children, why that 20-minute video that you made, why is only like 5 minutes of it actually have to do with the quote-unquote child grooming? Which, by the way, guys, in case you were curious, she actually called the parents of this kid and explained what happened, apologized, and was like, I didn't realize that it was like, you know, I didn't think of it when I was doing it kind of thing. Because I wouldn't think of it either. If I was a new now talking to somebody, I wouldn't think much of it, because the mentality I have is, if I was 13 years old, I know for a fact I'm not going to ask my mom and dad shit. I'm going to go online. So I could either talk to somebody like Patty Page or actually explain consent to me, which is a good thing, or end up talking to somebody who might not want to tell me the best information. You know, like, I don't really think it's that bad. I mean, we can't treat every fucking teenager as this precious little being and they can't learn about life. Because what ends up happening is they end up being 12 and having sex with a 23-year-old. You know what I mean? And their friends cheer them on. That's what ends up happening. You know, like, I don't really feel, I feel like we of course, no, we should not be showing them porn and that kind of shit. But explaining, like, what consent is would be an amazing thing. Think about it. What do we always hear from feminists? What is the first thing we always hear? Like, teach men not to rape. Teach boys not to rape. Okay. You want us to teach guys not to rape, which there's a whole... I'll get into that part in a second. You want to teach people not to rape, but you don't want to teach them about consent because they're too young. What? What? I'm sorry, but common sense, guys. None of us talk to our parents about that kind of stuff. Oh, maybe you did. Maybe there's a few of you in the audience that actually did. But I can guarantee you, and even me and my mom are super close now. We can totally talk about sex comfortably. And back then we could too. But there was no way in hell I could tell my mom that my best friend at 12 had sex with a 23-year-old. Because I'm not going to let my best friend, like, be fucked up like that. I'm not going to, like, ruin her reputation by telling my parents. Even looking back, I'm like, oh my god, why did I tell our parents? Because that's just not what you do. And it's really disgusting that it has to go to that level. Like, it really is. Like, come on, you could do better. Like, you could do better. Come on now. And there are people, I mean, for fuck's sake, there are people on YouTube who literally, you know, there's that guy that I'll link in the bottom, but I can't think of his name, who is 100% pro-pedophilia. Like, 100%, no problem. Yes, sex with kids is great. And it's like, the fuck? No. But then we're gonna go after someone who just wants to talk to a kid, excuse me, a teenager about fucking consent. And it's like, why is that a bad thing? I don't know. I don't understand the world. Like, I consider myself a very sex positive person. I don't really think there's that much, like, wrong with having, you know, an open conversation about sex with people. Of course, age comes into play. Like, for example, I have a friend who has a 16-year-old daughter. And, of course, her parents have been like, don't have sex, no, it's bad. But I remember being 16, and I'm not stupid. You know, the average age that people lose their virginity is like 15 to 17. So I'd rather teach them about condom use than say, just don't do it. Because as we've seen in life in general, when people say, just don't do it, you end up doing it. Drugs, just don't do it. Sex, just don't do it. That works so much. You know, there's nobody at all doing drugs. No. Nobody ever does drugs. Nobody has sex. Everybody fucking waits till marriage and waits till it rings on their finger, and that's it, right, guys? Because someone told us not to do it, right? That's how the world works, right? Yeah, no.